Hello everyone, welcome to Southern Wreaths. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Today I'm going to show you how I made this really pretty ornament wreath. The fun thing about this wreath is how many different color combinations and different sizes of ornaments that you can do. But I'm going to run through and hot glue my ornaments. And I'm also using E6000. I picked up the jewelry kind because that's all they had at Walmart that particular day. And then whatever like squirted out of the tip, I could just, dip my ornament into. I started by like doing this as I was going, but then eventually I just stopped and went ahead and did several of them. And now I'm just showing you how I take the tops off and glue them. This is an extra precaution because I was shipping this wreath. I did not want anything to happen to it in shipping. I am using a green round. I believe it's an 18-inch or 14-inch. I think it's 18-inch. Yeah, because it was a larger box that I shipped it in. So I went ahead and laid out and like to give me an idea of where I wanted things and to make sure they were all going to fit. I know I'm off screen. I'm so sorry. But I added the E6000 and the hot glue again to the actual ornaments. And I'm putting them on the side and tucking the actual hook part underneath. And I'll just keep going through this. Sorry for the shaky table. This was before I got my craft room set up after I moved. I am going to add a little bit on the sides as well so that they stick to each other. So at the end I had ran out of E6000 and I ran through and just put the little ones on without it, and they were popping off without me even barely touching them. So I had to go get more and put those together. So it makes a big difference when you're working with these. These are shatterproof, they're not glass. The reason why, if anyone's wondering why you use E6000 and hot glue, is because E6000 takes a lot longer to dry, but it's really strong hold. The hot glue dries instantly, so it gives you the flexibility of continuing on with your project because it dries faster, and then the E6000 makes it last longer. So again, I went through the center and did the same thing where I laid out how I wanted them to be and everything. Don't worry too much about gaps or anything because all that's going to be covered up as you go through. I did try to space out colors. I didn't want too many shiny ones next to each other, too many glitter ones next to each other, things like that. If you decided to just all do one color and one kind of ornament, then it wouldn't really matter. With this wreath, it does help to plan before you glue, so you don't have to pop anything apart. So I let all that dry because I was having trouble adding the top to it. And so while it was drying, I took it outside and sprayed it with gold glitter. I just had some extra left over from another project. So that way, if you could see through the front, through the top, then you would see gold glitter. Sorry about my cat. Like I said, I was in my dining room and my cat thought that he needed to be in the way. You do have to hold these a lot longer than the sides, of course, because they were just sitting there. You definitely want to spray paint this before you add the ornaments. I did not do that, and you can see there's a little bit of spray paint on a few of them, but it all gets covered up by other ornaments, so I wasn't too concerned about that. But I just didn't want you to see that lime green color through all these pretty ornaments. I needed something neutral. You could also wrap your foam base. I did not want to do that. Okay, so after I go around the center, that's when I'll add in the little ones on the sides. This was a lot of fun. It was kind of like a puzzle, trying to fit everything together and make it look nice and not have too many things next to each other. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. Yeah, I got several different size ornaments. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 different sizes. I got all of them from Walmart. That was the only place I could find the colors I wanted, or that she wanted. It's a custom order. The other ones had that burgundy, but it was way too dark. It was almost black. This one just had, I just think it had the perfect colors. Now, when you do this here, you have to actually glue underneath and to the right and sometimes to the front. So just anywhere that's touching another one, you kind of want to add glue to it. Or you can always go back through at the end, like I ended up having to do. You go back through and just kind of squeeze it in between. The problem with that is you might accidentally get glue where you can see it. So it's a little bit better to do it as you go, so you don't have to worry about anyone seeing any glue oozing out or anything. It does take a while to get done, but it's so beautiful in the end. It's a very heavy wreath as well. So if you're shipping that, keep that in mind. And you could do this smaller as well. You wouldn't have to get an 18-inch base. You could do a smaller base. So as I did the large size around the wreath, so now I'm just taking the medium ones and putting on the outside and inside. I do like to work, outside and then I move to the inside. I'm not sure why I do that. I'd probably get better balance if I went back and forth, but this is just easier for me to do, where I just do all the outside and then I can move to the center. Now I'm going to add the small ones. They were so cute and they fit into the small spaces. The pinks were a little bit off. They were a little more baby pink than what's in the actual wreath. I don't even know if you can tell that these ones with like the lines on them, those are actually pink. The ones that look like they have beads. So you have a few options with these kind of wreaths. You can add like those little balls, like those confetti balls that I guess they're like vase filler. To fill in holes. You can add smaller ornaments. You can add like feathers would be nice. With this wreath, I ended up using a string of beads, and it was really pretty. It just filled in any of the holes, and then it just looked really nice. I didn't end up adding the beads until after I was done filming. I kind of like how there's no rhyme or reason to the small ones. It just makes it so much fun. The pink glitter ones were great, but the little ones that were not glitter, they were a different color. So now I'm going to add a something to hang it with, because there's absolutely no way to hang it. Probably should have done this before I added everything, but because I could have tied it. But that's it. That's how I made my ornament wreath. Like always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or you can email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. Thank you so much for watching, and if y'all learned anything today or like my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.